So, hey guys, Chowser here. So yeah, this is my second AMA, Ask Me Anything, and I asked you guys to ask me about the upcoming sync between the global and Japan versions of One Piece Treasure Cruise. So yeah, I've got a decent amount of questions and some very good ones, so I'm just going to jump right into it. I'll take one question at a time, and I'll try and be as thorough as possible. First, a question from Random Spawn, who asks, the sync is on the 19th. Is there a chance that the celebration will be a bait to spend and then bring an awesome New Year Sugo? This is actually very hard to answer, but of course this is a lot of the stuff I think about right now, since I'm obviously very much looking forward to the sync, but it is very hard to predict how they will play it out. Like, there's so much things to go through here, so I'll just take them as they come to mind. Like, first we have the fact that Global, for a very long time, has basically run the same exact Sugos as Japan. So I think a big deal about this sync is about just keeping that going forward. Like, that's why we're moving Kung Fu Luffy and the gang from Sugofest, because the AP doesn't have them. Then we can't do the exact same pools all the time. So if we remove them, we can do the same as the AP. So with that in mind, I think that what's coming after the sync will mostly be us still having the same as the AP. But then again, like, for the debut Sugos coming on the 19th, like, if we think of it like in batches, like we have the V3 Lucci batch, we have the Halloween batch with Boa and Perona, we have the Superclass batch with Doffy and Katakuri, and we had the Duo Straw Hat batch with Nami Usopp and Jinbei Robin. Like, if we take those batches and divide them, like, they have 3 parts each, 4 batches, 12 Sugos. I don't think they're going to release 12 Sugos at once. And we also have the issue of, like, if we copy the pools from JP, like, on the Nami and Usopp Sugo, a lot of the other legends will be on it. So, like, whatever they do, like, the stuff coming on the 19th just can't be the same as JP. It will be something special. And personally, I think a good way of going about it is just make 1, 2, maybe 3 parts, pretty short maybe, like they can make it very long or very short. I'd say keep them until New Year Sugos, like a week Sugo, 1-2 parts, split the legends between them, just try and make it hype and bait. Like, I think that will be cool. Like, some have said it could be too good. Maybe Bandai should bring back the All Legends Sugo, rate boost a lot of legends. Like, sure, they can try that too. Like even if they make a god like Sugo, I don't think it will bait that many people, since people know that we're like a week away from the New Year Super Sugo Fest, and a lot of these legends will probably be on there too, so yeah. I probably try and make it look as good as possible to bait as many as possible. Like, there will be hype, so people could be baited, but if you go the cheap route, like, nobody will be baited. So in the end, the issue is just that it's just a fundamental flaw with how they went with the sync. Like, all these batches should not debut at once a week before a Super Sugo Fest. That's Bandai's fault. They will suffer from it in terms of sales. But yeah, at least we get the sync, which is what they want. They could have done it better, but it's over with, so. And then to touch on the Super Sugo for New Year, I talked a bit about global copying JP Sugos, and I literally see no reason for global going about it like this, like removing Kung Fu Luffy and everything, and then we get to New Year, and we don't copy the New Year. Like, I understand it's very short, but very close to their original release, so logically, sure, maybe Bandai should give Global a nerfed version. But at the same time, like, we're going to be getting events now where basically it's the newest content. Many of these events you will benefit a lot from having the newer legends. So we already have had less chances to pull on them. So yeah, it's just a lot of things to consider. We don't really know how Bandai thinks about this. The only thing I'm 100% sure of is that Bandai will not sacrifice Japan for global. Japan will not get a worse New Year's Sugofest than usual just because they want to do the exact same on JP and global, and they don't want it to be too good for global, so they make it worse on JP. No, JP will be like as good as you can expect the Super Sugofest to be, and then we'll see on global, will they just rip off the band-aid, say, screw it, we'll do the same on global, it will be godlike for you guys, but you can take it like you had a rough sync, here's your reward for that. Will it be like, yeah, we knew we screwed up, but obviously we can't make this good of a Sugofest, so you'll get a nerfed version, and then in the future we'll let you catch up, and then you'll get the same as JP. See, whatever happens, like for the JP anime, will obviously be 100% synced Sugofest-wise, but you can't really be sure about this case. Okay, moving on. From Spidey OPTC. As a team builder and most importantly a content creator, how do you feel about building teams for content at the same time as JP players? I myself feel like it's going to be a good thing for us, global YouTubers, because we will be getting the same search and views as JP and not be overshadowed sometimes by some videos that, because they came out 3 months earlier, they get recommended more. And yeah, I feel like you make your points clear. Basically, we don't really need to think about it in terms of JP and global anymore. That will be a mostly meaningless distinction. Like, the only big difference now, I'd say, is the fact that global has Kung Fu Luffy and JP doesn't, and Kung Fu Luffy is an amazing support unit, and that will legit hurt me a lot of the time because I want to make teams with him, but then I have to think about maybe JP people will like these teams too. So like if I make a new team for a point event or a new arena, maybe I will initially choose to not use Kung Fu Luffy because of that. But yeah, I get what you mean, like there's a bigger potential overall audience now. And it would be dumb to not try and take advantage of that. I've not really decided how I'll do it. Like, I can write in Japanese, I can read Japanese, it's fine. So maybe I'll start doing like subconscious and write both in English and Japanese. I'm just not that knowledgeable about how YouTube works. So if any of you have any ideas to how I should approach it, just let me know. I really like my thumbnails. I think I'll keep them mostly the same. Maybe I can add a bit of JP to it, but that's also a lot of extra effort. So yeah, I'm honestly not 100% sure of how to go about it. We'll see. But definitely, I think it will benefit both communities with the sync. Like, we can help each other make better teams, because there's often I made teams for events JP have had, and I managed to make improvements. But that doesn't help the JP players, since they've already gone through it. It only helps the global players now, so we can just spur each other on to make better teams overall. So that would be very fun. And from a personal standpoint, it will feel very, very weird when we get new content and having to figure it out and not having it already solved, basically. So yeah, that will be cool. I'm just afraid about like the time aspect for myself. Like, if I want to get one team up before work, that will be rough, since it will take time to figure the content out, then record the team, upload, yada yada. So yeah, we'll see about that. I might not always be able to make it in time, but yeah, it is what it is. Moving on. How do you feel about the cheaper game sales? With the sync meaning the Sugo rate structure will be the same. I think the sales should not be cheaper than they were, but exactly the same also. I don't understand the last part, but I guess you're talking about the fact that the current sales on Global for the Summer Girls, they are actual legit sales. They are not like the global copy-paste sales we get all the time outside of Super Sugos. These are actual sales that JP also had. And I think we'll keep doing that. This was the biggest question mark for me. Like, sure, we'll copy a lot of JP, but will we get their game deals? We always have so shitty game deals on Global outside of Super Sugos. But yeah, this indicates that we'll actually get the same game deals as JP, just a bit more expensive. And that's a personal big W. That was like something I didn't dare hope for, but it seems to be happening. And it just takes so much pressure off. Like, this might be hard for those that don't spend. And it's not like I'm asking you to sympathize. No, I'm just explaining that, like, if you are willing to spend and on Global, before it's basically that you quotation mark stockpile for a Super Sugo and then buy a lot to not have to buy between Super Sugos. But yeah, this just makes it a lot more reasonable. Like, you can just buy games when you feel like it, and you feel like the Sugos give value you're willing to buy games for. So yeah, great change, very happy about it. Second question, what then are you most keen for that will be included in the catch-up? Probably the Superclass Legends. Like, we have to remember that on December 19th, we're not getting every single legend. Like, we are not getting Rumble Legends, Treasure Map Legends and such. We are only getting normal batch legends, and of those, I'd probably say We Tree Doflamingo. He's probably the coolest of the original batch there. Out of all of the units we're missing on JP, I'd probably say We2 Crocodile because he's just insane. I talked about it in a video about him before, but like the fact that he has the access to a 3.0 chain boundary special for 3 turns, it's absolutely mind-blowing power creep. Like, I've said it before, but that's a better special than a 3 turns 4 times chain lock, and we are not even close to having that in a game. Like, imagine a Shanks crew, but his chain lock was 4 times instead. Croc is still better than that because chain boundary is just so much more flexible and has so much higher potential. So yeah, Croc is just insane, and yeah, just cool kit overall. Moving on. If you had to give up a legend of those already released in Japan, because there's not enough space to include in the schedule, which one would you give up? I don't really enjoy questions like this, but I did take a quick look at the legend list, and I'd say the most least interesting one to me was probably V4 Boa, the Halloween Boa. Like, weird captain, very support-focused legend, which is cool, but not very fun either. I'd say Kuma too, but I think Kuma gets too much hype, so I don't like to talk down on him, because he's a lot better than people say he is. Moving on. Yeah, I saw this question. I think it's kind of weird. Bandai is a company that is very often criticized by OPTC community for their decisions. How does it feel to have them as your indirect boss? If we take one at a time, we can start with the last one about them being my boss. I imagine you mean that I make some money off YouTube, I do it because of OPTC, therefore they're my indirect boss. I'd say that's absolutely bullcrap, basically. Like, sure, I get some minor YouTube money, but the money I spend on the game is significantly more higher than that. So in no way are they my boss. I'm a consumer that happens to also make videos. That's how I see it. As for Bandai often being criticized, like, you didn't ask about it, but I'll talk about it anyway because it's an interesting topic. Like, I feel it always gets overblown. That's my main issue. Sure, you can criticize Bandai, and there's often valid criticism brought up, but then there's all of this meaningless fluff criticism that just toxic the water, so to say. Like, it just becomes so overblown that you can't have a reasonable discussion about it. Like, I've talked a lot about how they'll handle the sync schedule, and it's super dumb. But then it just gets confused with, like, the rainbow gems, the limit break mats, we're missing out on over 1,000 gems, stuff like that. It just, there's no rhyme and reason to it. I think there's a similar question about that coming up. Yeah, so we just jump to that instead. What do you think about Bandai not being triple the regular treasure map rewards? They can easily give 3 treasure map keys and triple Pirate Festival Challenger rewards. I understand why they want triple the ranking rewards. It feels like we are losing a lot of resources, in my opinion. In my opinion, this is an interesting topic to talk about, and I've tried to talk about it. It's just one of those topics that often gets overblown, so it's hard to talk about. But I can see both sides, basically. Like, I think people wanting the games we miss, quotation mark, are, yeah, like, that's so unrealistic. Like, first we have the, like, I'm looking for the word, like, if we think about JP who got the rewards, like, they actually played all those treasure maps for 4 days and got the rewards. We want the people who want those rewards want to get them without playing, and I'm sure if we were to get them, like 4 treasure map in 1 month, they wouldn't be happy, and rightfully so, I'd say. But they'd say, like, yeah, we can't do this, like, give us to them without doing it like this. Maybe they'll say that you should have made, like, 2 treasure maps per month instead and do it no longer. And I say that's fair, but I also think that if the banner were to do it, people will have called that out too. So I think it's a bit of you can't please everyone. But if we just focus on the current scenario, like, we get 1 treasure map, I think it's fair that we just get those rewards we are expected to get. And then we get some extra bonus for, like, yeah, sorry that we messed up scheduling and stuff. You get some extra games and maybe some extra limit break match and such. I said limit break match is a bit higher issue, but it's still hard to really demand getting a lot of extra. It's really just about managing your own resources. Like, if you're like me and get quite a few treasure maps, it's basically, if you skip 1 limit break expansion, you will have enough to manage through the sync. And that's basically what it is to it. Like, I can agree that maybe Bandai should give everybody that amount of mats just for a show of goodwill. But, like, if they don't do it, I don't think it's a big deal either. Like, that's a thing with Bandai in general. I think they often fail with these goodwill attempts. But I also think that the times they've done goodwill attempts, and I've applauded them, I feel it's important that you applaud when they do good stuff. Then you have all these idiots everywhere who are like, who cares? Like, you didn't do this then, and we didn't get that then. Like, yeah, but that's then. This is now. Let's hope for a new beginning. What does it help, like, bringing past stuff up when we get something good now? So, yeah, I'm with to that. But I can accept the current reality. I guess that's how I'll end it. If you sync before during New Year's Sugo, will all of JP's legends and the global announcement have be available then? If you check the Reddit, I made a post with the release schedule of Legends. It has been accurate so far. And yeah, Bandai gave us, like, the schedule for global. It's just hard to read, so I made it easier to read in picture form. For the rest of the year, in terms of Legend releases, there are basically 3 things to watch out for. First is the 19th, when we get all the Legend batches. Then it's the Kisna Sugo, which might also be the 19th, maybe 20th, where we will get the same Sugo as JP, And I'm confident that Sugo will have a new Kisuna legend. So just be prepared for that. And then we have around the 27th. That's when the New Year Super Sugo will be. And yeah, that's the big legend releases for December at least. Since you started this game kind of late, did you buy the account you're using right now, or did you just grind from the start? Yeah, I grinded from the start. This is not a bot account. Originally, I did not intend to get serious about this. I just tried out for fun. But I ended up getting stuck, and the rest is history. Final question. What do you think about the Sugos being really bad nowadays? I'd say this is one of my own personal biggest issues with the sync. Like, it's just the fact that the JP Sugos, like the majority of the JP Sugos right now, they are just boring. Like if you think about pulling like step ups, they are good stuff to aim for. Like you can aim for certain step ups. You can feel some value from them. But like when 20 of the 30 steps are rate boost the unit or legend, that just kills any fun, I'd say. At that point, you're just waiting for a good legend pool, and it just takes away from the decision making. Before, you had to consider both the step ups and the legend pool. Nowadays, we know the step up sucks, so it's just about what's the legend pool, and it's just boring. I hope they improve. It's not all Sugos though, but a lot of the big Sugos have this problem. Like the Pyramble Sugos on JP have been amazing. They are probably one of the best Sugos to pull on. Often have amazing legend pools and actually good steps. Like not just the discount, they still have the 1 gem multi. And yeah, that will probably be one of the main Sugos to pull on, even if I don't care for Pyramble otherwise. Kisuna Sugos are often good. Treasure Map Sugos are bearable. But other than that, there's not much. Like, I often pull on support Sugos, but they are one of the most horrible Sugos. At least past the first 2 steps, the support rates are astronomically low. I don't know what Bandai are thinking about that, honestly. Still don't have Carrot, by the way. Anyway, yeah, that's all questions. I feel like I've talked a long time now, so I'll just end it there, I think. Thanks for all the questions, guys. See you next time.